Woke up to the sunrise, feeling brand new. The world's so wide, and I'm ready to break through. The rose calling my name, it's a wild, sweet sound. Every step I take, I'm just turning it around. I've seen the mountains, the oceans, the skies. Every sunrise paints a new surprise. So far, I'm chasing the dream of who we are.
We made it across the border. It didn't take too long to get across the border, had some breakfast, and now we're at Tikal ruins, which is going to be one of the highlights. I hope it's going to be one of the highlights for me in Guatemala. So just come to the top of one of the structures. So there's 4 structures here. This one is on the east, which represents life because it's where the sun rises. To the south, you've got the underworld, and to the west, where the sun sets, you have death, and north, you have the heavens. This one is life, which is east, north to the heavens. This one hasn't been excavated yet, which is death to the west, and over here to the south is the underworld. And there are 9 different doors to the underworld because there's 9 levels of the underworld to rise up to the heavens. This is the north building, which goes into the heavens. So this is the copal tree, and if you put your left hand on it, it takes off all the negative energy. Then if you put your, which I need to get rid of all the negative energy in my leg, then if you put your right hand on, you then receive loads of positive energy. We're now heading towards the main square, where we're going to see a lot more buildings like this, and there's going to be quite a big one that we're going to be able to climb. But it is quite hot and humid today, so I don't think it's going to be quite as easy as the climb was yesterday. Still various tablets here that are still in quite good condition. You can still see some of the detail. This one could be, this is either the rain god or the sun god. I'm a bit confused as to which. Right, I think I got confused. I think this is the rain god. But look at this, this is awesome. And this one is the sun god. I think the rain god looks much more detailed. Behind me is temple number 1, which is kind of the most impressive building here, but the other side is temple number 2, and that is one we can climb. Unfortunately, we can't climb temple number 1, but I think we'll get a great view of temple number 1 and everything else once we're at the top of temple 2. It's not very high to get up, but because of the heat and humidity, I'm sweating buckets. Sound, oh my god, that sound, this howler monkeys. I thought it was a jaguar, but they're just territorial monkeys howling. We're now heading to the highest temple, which is known as the double-headed snake temple. And this was used in Star Wars, the original Star Wars, when it was actually good. And this was the rebel base, Yavin 4, before they blew up the Death Star. Now I don't know if we're going to get good shots from the bottom of it, but you can kind of see the tip because most of what we're having to hike up here are just wooden steps. But I think we'll get some amazing views from the top. temples where we were at earlier, and the one that we climbed, Temple 2 and Temple 1 over there. But the view is spectacular. Made it up to another viewpoint. In some ways this is better than the tour viewpoint because you can see everything. We're now at Lake Petinitsa. I think the rest of the group are going to go in for a dip. It'll probably be too deep for me anyway, to be honest, but because of my leg, I won't be able to go in anyway. But I think we're going to stay here and watch the sunset. And that land mass over there is known as the crocodile because it's kind of in the shape of a crocodile. You can see the sort of tip of its nose and its head and then the rest of its body. In the town of El Huimate. The hotel here looks really nice, but we're only here for one night and we got here quite late. Haven't really got a chance to enjoy much of it, and we leave quite early, so it's a bit of a shame. There's hammocks and all sorts here, and there's also a little pier area which I'm just working my way up to. It's a bit dark. I think there's going to be mosquitoes, so I've got my bug spray with me. And what you can do here on this little pier is send a message to the bar, order what you want, and then they'll send it down on a little zip line. So just like planks of wood to go across a swampy area and then up towards the pier. So here's a zip line. It's so dark you can't really see. I would love to have been down there. Oh, it's working, it's working. Can you hear that? So now I think some beers are going to come down. This is going to be fantastic. Oh look, it's a flashing bucket. Oh, this is awesome. Actually, there's a lot that's come down here. We're now in the town of Flores, still in Guatemala. It's meant to be quite a nice place here, very colourful buildings, a lot of colonialism, a bit of Dutch influence as well. We're just going to get some breakfast and then we're going to explore the city a little bit. I think it's really pretty, really colourful around here, as you can see. Just went into the church, which is quite a small church, but here in Guatemala, their Jesus is black, so they have a black Jesus on the cross. Very similar to what I saw in Kenya, one of the lakes there, God, the name escapes me now, is the problem there was a crack under the lake and the lake level was rising, taking over the national park there. The same thing is happening here in Flores. So the big lake, a crack has emerged and the flood levels are rising. And there's a possibility that at some point in the future, Flores may no longer exist. And as you can see, this is where the island is starting to flood. And I think there's little chance that this is going to disperse and it's going to return back to how it used to be. So it's not just one part of the island, it's just the whole way around the island. Every time you go to the edges, you can see where it's beginning to flood.